Let's talk FIFA ticket prices. Gabi, they released the final batch of tickets, and strangely, prices are going down.
Yeah, this is. I mean, they're still expensive, of course, but I had direct knowledge of this because a friend of mine, he had purchased two Category Two tickets for the USA against Paraguay game in LA, I think, and he bought them for $1,200 each. And then he loves the World Cup. He keeps buying more tickets. He went online to see when they released this last batch, and they were Category One tickets, which are better than Category Two, on sale for $995. And obviously, he wasn't too happy about
Yeah,
that.
bet.
I am getting the sense here that dynamic pricing, and look, I'm not going to go and defend the dynamic pricing model because I understand why it's there. I also think it's a bit of a land grab and everything. Prices can go up and they can come down too. And I am genuinely getting the sense that maybe some of these ticket resellers who use their bots to go and get a bunch of tickets got a little too greedy or got
Yep.
this wrong, and that prices look to be coming down. Now, I don't think, $995 for a U.S. World Cup game, a group game that could be decisive for the U.S. to advance. Because let's face it, this is not.
Yeah.
We assume they'll get out of the group, but it's not. It's a game they probably will need to win. At SoFi, that's not a ridiculous
No,
amount of
no,
money.
no.
This is literally the most expensive kind of ordinary ticket category.
Yeah.
So watch this space. Maybe all the prices will crash in the
Yep.
end. Jules, it's now official. Matthijs de Ligt is out of the World Cup. Holland are very deep at that position. So from a football perspective,
yeah,
they're going
of
to be
course.
okay. But
Yeah,
But
it's a
still, I feel
yeah,
bad for him.
Yeah, you feel for him. He's sad. Second operation on his injury. Hasn't played for a long time now. I don't think Koeman expected him to be fit regardless, but he's still, and he's young enough to have at least another one, maybe even two World Cups. Sure, but yeah, this must be difficult.
by the way, speaking of World Cups, can we talk about my boy Yuto Nagatomo called into the
Yeah.
Japan squad? Age 39,
Incredible.
5 World Cups.
5 World Cups coming. Wow.
I'm all in on Japan, by
Yeah.
the way. Rough few days for Neymar as he sweats on Carlo Ancelotti's Brazil World Cup squad announcement, which I believe is later today as we
Today
record
on
this on
Monday,
Monday. Santos lose at home to Curitiba 3-0. The fourth official puts up the wrong number on the substitution board, and he has to make way and come off. And he needs to make way for Robinho Jr., his frenemy.
His friend who he slapped in the face. I mean, I don't know why, even if it's the wrong number on the board, but they can't change it. It was ridiculous watching
He's holding the piece of paper that
Yeah.
was given to the fourth official, and he's got the wrong number. They can't fix it.
I know. I could not believe that. He had a terrible game. He played as a false nine, which doesn't suit him. They're 16th in the table. The latest that our colleague at ESPN Brazil are hearing is that he might be in the squads. That is more. It's likely. It's more positive now, apparently. But we will know very soon. But that was another shocking day for him. The PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, have been named as FIFA World Cup sponsors. Gab, the same thing happened 1 year ago, last year in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I don't want to be cynical about this.
No, but you can be.
But it seems that, okay, so we told people we're going to make X many billion, 13 billion, whatever it is, from the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it seems like, oh, look, we're a little bit short. World Cup's only kind of 6 weeks away. Hey, let's call up our friends at the Public Investment Fund and see if they want to chuck in some money for us. And
Just like that.
they did it last time. Wait, all right. There's two things which are obviously very odd. First of all, this is an investment fund. This is not something that's consumer facing. You cannot buy a PIF. You cannot buy PIF services. This is the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. The only customer of PIF is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Unless you are the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in which case you're probably already familiar with them, you cannot transact business with PIF.
It's not a sponsorship.
It's
deal
not a
per se.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
On top of that, FIFA, one of the FIFA's biggest sponsors now, and they signed the deal last year, Saudi Aramco, which of course is also owned by the government of Saudi Arabia. Look, this is just chucking money into the pot. People are going to be cynical about this. And I'll tell you what, if I were an investor in the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, I would be Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, because ultimately it's all his money, right? But I'd be a little annoyed. I'd be like, do we really need to do this? They've already given us the World Cup. Is this really necessary? Come on. Inter Miami beat the Portland Timbers 2-0, and that Lionel Messi chat puts on a show, Jules, as does his
Another
friend, Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
The little chip.
A little chip. 2-0 win, as you said, got an assist from Messi, who was outstanding through the whole game. Everything. He could have scored 2 or 3 easily, created chances.
Harlem
Berterame is
Globetrotter
doing
stuff.
really well. I don't know. I mean, again, I know we've said it before, last season especially. I don't know. I'm not sure what this says about MLS level overall. I know he's a genius and he's the GOAT and everything, sure. But he's also 39 years old. And he's like walking the league like nobody has ever walked this league before. You know, but this was very special, like every game that he plays anyway.
So I watched the short. I should probably not. I'm going to give this away. I did not stay up to watch this game. I watched the short highlights.
11 p.m. kickoff in the UK.
Okay, that's fine. I still
I'm just
had
saying,
other
like,
stuff to
you
do
know,
at that
yeah,
time. Like write my 3,700 word column for Monday. But I watched the short highlights, and I'm like, this is good. So then I found like the longer highlights. And what's mysterious to me about Messi, and this must be a combination of conditioning and timing, is I saw him in person at the World Cup in 2022, and he was walking around the pitch and still made all the difference. Here, he doesn't sprint often, but when he sprints, or when he just runs with the ball, he seems faster than all these MLS defenders. I don't understand how he does. It's some kind of optical illusion. It shouldn't be happening, Jules. And what shouldn't be happening, too, is Luis Suarez, let's face it, great player in his time when he's not biting people, whatever, but not known for his sublime technique. That little chip, he gets that perfectly. Joy to watch.
Gab, we talked a few shows ago about how China did not yet have a deal to show the World Cup games on television. Well, now they do.
Yeah, it is amazing. Who wants to negotiate with China? So basically, FIFA had a problem. FIFA's had not sold the rights in China yet. It's 1.2 billion Chinese people would not get a chance to see the World Cup. And your mission is literally to grow the game. So they pulled out the big guns. They sent the Secretary General, Matthias Grafström out there, and they sent Arsene Wenger there too. I guess Johnny was, I thought Johnny would go along since his friend, the President of the United States, was there at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't. I guess he must have been busy with something else. And they go to negotiate. The problem with China is that if you're negotiating with China, you're essentially negotiating with one media company, Central China Television, which is owned by the government. It's not much of a negotiation. In economic terms, it's called a monopsony when there is just one buyer, and they can set the price. So they're selling the World Cup rights to 1.2 billion Chinese people, the second biggest economy in the world, for $16 million.
Yeah, but it's more money than the $16 million more than what they had a week ago.
$16 million is more than zero. You're
Exactly.
correct. And by the way, I believe the India ones are still up at stake. That's not going to be much more either. This is a bit of a failure, I think, when it comes to selling stuff.